The raw selvage denim jean as we know it is actively evolving because of this new wave, this new era of wildly incredible independent streetwear brands, designers, raw selvage denim brands, enthusiasts, collectors, and I mean just the change in fashion that's been happening over the last couple of years. The raw selvage denim jean is finally starting to catch up and kind of solidify its presence in the modern day fashion. And don't get me wrong, I always feel like raw selvage denim was a timeless classic piece that worked with any trend, that worked with any type of style throughout time. But recently we've been seeing a lot of new brands experiment and kind of play around with just how far the capabilities of raw selvage denim can stretch. And that's something that's really interesting to me, especially considering that I don't really see a lot of other YouTubers or content creators covering just how far raw selvage denim can really go, what it can do, and the different types of styles, different types of pants, jackets, and other things that can be made utilizing the raw selvage denim fabric or even just indigo dyed fabric. Whether it's made from cotton, whether it's made from wool or other natural fibers, whether it's woven into corduroy, whether it's woven into linen or gauze. I mean, there's so many different ways to experiment with the aging property of indigo, which is what primarily gives denim its fading capability in the first place. And I'm really starting to enjoy seeing just how far these brands can take the name and the heritage of raw selvage denim and kind of make something creative with it outside of the traditional raw denim jean, as well as kind of taking their own spin on the 5-pocket jean silhouette that we all know and love. So today I wanted to talk about a couple of brands that don't just do raw selvage denim, but do raw selvage denim very well, if that kind of makes sense, because they're not just dedicated to raw selvage denim at their heart, but they definitely provide their own kind of unique take, unique kind of twist, unique design. And the thing is, sometimes I really like to experiment with brands that aren't traditionally or natively raw selvage denim brands, because they do bring a little bit more of that outside aesthetic and give it a little bit more of a unique kind of feel, which I think is a lot of fun. So that's why today I wanted to talk about a couple of brands that have raw selvage denim that chances are you probably never heard of. And if I miss any brands or if you want to add to this list, definitely drop down in the comments. But with that being said, let's get started with the first brand that I wanted to talk about, which is a brand stemming from Australia. It's this absolutely incredible streetwear brand that bridges together modern trends with heritage style. And that brand is called Mutimer Co, in which I'm really hoping that I pronounced that correctly. And Mutimer Co is a relatively new streetwear brand because they really only started in 2019, which if you don't know, in the fashion industry, that's super green, that's really new. And for them to have amassed the cult appeal that they have garnered in such a short time really just speaks to the virality as well as the aesthetic and the cohesive branding and marketing nature of Mutimer Co. And one of my favorite things about them that actually introduced me to this brand was their super wide leg raw selvage denim that has this incredibly full fit, this super pitchy dark indigo color, and a lot of the familiar raw selvage denim details that we all know and love. And this is just one of those jeans that I feel like is so easy to wear and is so easy to pair with other garments that are already existing within your wardrobe, as well as the Mutimer Co collection. And the thing is, these sell out very quickly every time they come back. So if you really wanted a wide pair of raw denim like the Mutimer Co's, you definitely want to put on the notifications for the restock, because these really go out quick. And this isn't the only one that I've seen them do. I've seen them do another one before, as well as another pair that they currently have on their site at the time of this video, which is this incredible carpenter pant that has almost this kind of art deco kind of embroidery or stitching on the front panel that is done in that traditional kind of tobacco colorway for stitching raw denim. And this is also going to age beautifully over time, just like a regular pair of raw denim jeans. But I mean, the details, the look, the fit, everything about this jean just really sells the look that Mutimer is trying to convey, the branding, the messaging. And again, it's one of those pieces that is relatively exaggerated. It's a little bit more on the trendy side, but definitely can continue to be worn for years and years to come. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what raw denim is about, right? And for a piece like this, I would really love to see how it's going to fade down. And not just raw denim goods, but Mutimer also has some incredible heritage style goods as well that we don't have to talk about on this video. I will talk about it on another one, but today we're just going to focus on the denim. Next up, I want to talk about another brand that's really difficult to get in the US if you don't really know what you're doing. And I mean, you could get it from more popular sites, but it's definitely going to cost you a lot more. And the brand in question is Blue Blue Japan, not to be confused with Japan Blue Jeans or Pure Blue Japan. Blue Blue Japan is a brand that was started in 1996 and is a brand that is completely dedicated to the preservation of not just Japanese heritage artisanal craftsmanship, but also of natural dyeing techniques, as well as the preservation of natural indigo dyed garments, as well as some synthetic, but primarily they try to keep keep it as natural and as true to tradition as humanly possible. Which, if you guys don't know, in this economic landscape as well as the technological landscape of things, this is truly difficult. But Blue Japan has this wide array of indigo dyed garments. I'm actually wearing one of their turtlenecks today that are meant to age, that are meant to fade over time, that are meant to convey this really complex and vibrant blue after wash, after wear, in not just raw denim jeans, but also in t-shirts, turtlenecks, which again, we'll talk about in another video. But the pants that Blue Japan manufactures with raw selvage denim and raw denim in general is truly beyond anything I've ever seen in the raw denim landscape. I mean, they have linen denims, they have denim blends, they have natural indigo and straight legs, they have slim legs, they have all different types of silhouettes. They've also got pre-washed denims, if that's what you're into, that kind of have that love lived in feel already. But I have to say, I recently got my hands on one of the Blue Japan regular straight Okuda jeans, and this is literally one of the softest jeans that I've ever owned when it comes to raw selvage denim. I mean, even softer than some of the raw denim jeans that I've got that are made with cotton from Zimbabwe. And I cannot express enough how comfortable and just how soft to the touch they feel, especially considering that they're a super raw, naturally indigo dyed denim. And I'm not gonna go too much into detail with these jeans because I am gonna do a solo video on them, but I really am truly impressed with the raw selvage denim that Blue Japan manufactures. Next up, I wanna talk about another brand that's experimenting with raw selvage denim and raw denim fabrics that really does take a creative spin on it. And the most interesting thing about it is it's actually a women's wear brand that I myself personally wear because their jeans actually do really fit me very, very well. And the thing is, I'm a big advocate for wearing women's jeans and not giving a because who cares? If they fit you, then why does it matter? But women's wear is a brand that takes such a creative and unique take on the traditional raw selvage denim jean. I mean, one of my personal favorite pairs that I have from them is the flight trouser that actually utilizes scrap fabrics from Japanese as well as raw denim fabrics from Thailand that are put together. They're all raw, and over time, they're just gonna fade incredibly. And not just that, but they have this beautiful wide leg fit with this really high rise that gives off this real statement piece kind of vibe, yet it's something that's so simple to wear with all different types of denim jackets, with t-shirts, with linen shirts. I mean, you could wear this jean with so many different things. And not just that, but they have other jeans as well that are a little bit more simple in a sense. They're a little bit more streamlined in the traditional jean silhouette with a little change in certain details, a little change in style, but they still have this gorgeous wide leg fit. And I mean, this is a brand that really showcases their passion through the manufacturing of their garments, the way that they look, the creative direction behind them. And again, they are manufactured for women, but they definitely do still fit. So as long as you kind of know your size when it comes to your waist measurement, you should be able to figure out the rest. And this is great for my denim heads who are really looking for the widest possible raw denim that they could get. And I'm telling you guys, with these jeans from women's wear, you're really not going to be disappointed. Next up, I want to talk about a brand that was started by a British designer, and that brand in question is Nigel Cabourn, which a lot of people in the heritage scene might know, but you might not have noticed that they've really been pushing the boundaries of raw denim quite far. Now, for those who don't know, Nigel Cabourn is actually a brand that was started, I believe, in either the 70s or the 80s, somewhere around there. Basically, he's been around for a very, very long time. And Nigel Cabourn primarily focuses on workwear, as well as the World War II era and just things that were worn during the war, post-war, a little bit afterwards. And he himself has actually archived over 4,000 pieces of heritage style garments from that era, from what I understand, and he utilizes these as inspiration for his collections, but elevates them to new life. Nigel Cabourn has these incredible raw selvage denim jean silhouettes that he makes from time to time. And the thing is, they are very limited drops, so you definitely want to stay up on when the collections come out, because these do sell out very quickly. And not just the British Army pant, but I believe they also have an early 1900s inspired raw denim pant available on their site as of the time of this video. And this is another pant that just takes this unique spin on raw selvage denim and the kind of look that raw denim is kind of synonymized with. I mean, Nigel Cabourn is a brand and a designer that really enjoys pushing the boundary of not just raw denim, but also workwear and heritage style goods in general. Again, we'll talk about the rest of the collection in another video, but yeah, definitely check out Nigel Cabourn's raw selvage denim. Now for the last brand that I want to talk about in this video, this is more of a true raw selvage denim brand in and of itself, rather than a brand that is making raw selvage denim. And I actually found out about this on one of CRD's older videos. I'm not sure if I talked about this brand before on this channel. I probably have. But the last brand for this video is called One Piece of Rock, which is this wild brand that actually manufactures raw selvage denim jeans almost exactly, if not pretty much exactly, the way that Levi's jeans were manufactured during World War II, during the rationing, during the height of conservation of resources. I mean, this jean that One Piece of Rock manufactures is literally insane. The amount of research that you have to go through, as well as luck that you have to have when it comes to finding jeans from this era for a reference piece, for just something to kind of validate that what you're doing is true to the vintage aesthetic, to the way that they were made before. I mean, that level of dedication and that level of craftsmanship, that level of expense. I mean, it's just even crazy to think about that we actually have a brand like One Piece of Rock. One Piece of Rock is a brand that was actually started from Yoshiaki Konaka, who decided that he wanted to dedicate his entire brand to just this era of World War II and post-war raw selvage denim jeans, and he wanted to manufacture them with only one of the best sewing facilities that he could find in Japan, which I believe is Connor's Sewing Factory. And the level of detail that they make to literally capture every single imperfection that World War II style jeans had. I mean, I can't even imagine trying to purposely make something look shoddy, because honestly, stuff like that is a lot more difficult to kind of capture than one would think. I mean, you're literally trying to fake a mistake almost in a kind of way. Doing something like that is a lot harder than it sounds. And I mean, these jeans are absolutely beautiful. They're beautiful in their imperfections. They're beautiful in the shoddily sewn selvage. They're beautiful in the irregular patterns in terms of sewing. They're beautiful with the loose threads. I mean, all of these details that made the World War II style Levi's so unique and so interesting are all captured by One Piece of Rock's vision. So if you're a heritage style nerd, much like myself, or if you really love vintage style garments, or if you just want a pair of jeans that's very different, that's very unique, and has a story behind it, One Piece of Rock is definitely for you. And not just the shoddily sewn pair, but they also have the post-war pair, which is much cleaner, it's much more standard. It's definitely closer to, I believe, the 1947 501, which at that point I believe was pretty much back to normal regulation. So if you wanted to try that pair out from One Piece of Rock as well, then definitely give it a shot, because I promise you will not be disappointed. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you guys had as much fun watching this one as I had making it, because this is something that I really love to do when it comes to raw selvage denim. I love exposing you guys to new things as much as I love kind of covering the stuff that other raw denim YouTubers kind of cover. I mean, we always have to give our own take on the standardized stuff, but I also, at the end of the day, am not as traditional. I'm a little bit more expressionist, so stuff like this is definitely more in my wheelhouse. And I love pushing you guys and challenging you to do something new. And at the same time, I love when you guys challenge me to do something new, introduce me to new brands that I'd never heard of. So like I said at the beginning of the video, if there's any other brands that I should know about, or anything that you want to add to this list, definitely drop it down in the comments. And again, thank you guys so much for the recent love on the last video, the menswear essentials video. I mean, guys, y'all really killed it with that one, and I had no idea that y'all were gonna love it that much. And I'm not gonna lie, that video really stressed me out to make, because I had so many problems with it, but it means so much to me that you guys loved it as much as you did. If you haven't checked that video out, definitely make sure to go check it out. Thank you guys so much again for the love. And with that being said, I hope y'all have a beautiful, absolutely spectacular day, and I'll see you next week.